Welcome back to another episode of our Dinner Party podcast. I'm Lindsay.
And I'm Keith.
We're the podcast that covers stuff you can cover later. Perfect for a dinner party. Are you ready for this topic?
Ready.
Copyright, copy gone. From NPR. At the start of every year, the copyrights for works introduced 95 years prior expire. This is the U.S. intellectual property law, which means yesterday, January 1st, art from 1929 came up for grabs. This year, Popeye the Sailor Man and his beloved olive oil entered the free market, as well as the iconic Tintin, amongst other items of art. Already out there, some Disney classics like Mickey Mouse himself and his friend Winnie the Pooh, so you might have been able to see some kind of crazy spinoffs from that. The goal of the public domain is to unleash creativity by releasing locked up stories. So I feel like basically fan fiction is about to go crazy with Popeye. The upcoming years will bring even more iconic characters into the public domain, including Mary Poppins in 2030, Superman in 2034, and Bugs Bunny in 2036.
Okay, wow. I remember old Tintin, the little dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good times.
It was always on, like, weird times on PBS, I remember.
I mean, obviously Tintin came out in 1929, so yeah, reruns only for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was that
I don't
old.
know when Tintin came to an end.
I guess that makes sense, because, 95
Popeye,
years.
Yeah, yeah. So all reruns for good old Tintin.
Oh, wow.
I think he was a comic strip to begin with, or a book.
Oh, I don't know.
One of those things.
I feel like he's
similar
British.
to Popeye.
Was he British? Like a British comic or something?
Exactly.
And then Popeye. Man, I didn't realize he was that old either.
Yeah. I mean, all of these are like the old school cartoons where you can kind of tell how it's like drawn, like the way they did stuff. They had different limitations, right?
Yeah. Popeye, man.
I think it's funny because there was a note from NPR that you saw a lot of kind of Mickey Mouse and Winnie the Pooh, like kind of dark interpretations of it, like killer slasher sort of situations going on where people have just run free with like new ideas of what Mickey and Winnie the Pooh could be doing. And it's weird that it, like, are we just going to see evil Popeye the Sailor Man? Like, what happens? There's actually two pieces of work going for Popeye, and they are both also kind of like dark, murdery sort of situations. Or at least that's how I interpret it. Scary Popeye the Sailor Man. That's how I'll put it.
I'm ready to see the Popeye Scooby-Doo crossover. You know how like Scooby-Doo had
but Scooby-Doo's like pretty far out from being in the public domain.
Yeah, but I mean, like, they always did the shows where they had, like, Scooby-Doo and the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, Scooby-Doo meets the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah,
like,
they would always do stuff with them.
There were a lot of, like, good crossovers growing up. I don't know that one's going to come to mind right now, but especially, like, even in TV shows where it's, like, I don't know, like, Shonda Rhimes, it's like somebody from Grey's Anatomy could meet someone from How to Get Away with Murder. It's like those situations. I don't know that happened. But
Was there ever a live-action Popeye?
I think that's what's coming this year, honestly.
Okay.
I think these are going to be live actions. I could be wrong. I could have interpreted it wrong, but I think there is at least one piece of work that's coming that will be, maybe not this year since it just became public domain, but in the future, definitely.
That would be pretty cool, actually, I think.
I always love the joke that, because obviously Popeye is drawn in a very specific way with his muscles.
Yeah.
And there's kind of the joke that it's just tumors. Like, someone needs to give this man some help.
From all the spinach.
Yeah. Well, also, like, you can't just randomly pop up muscles. Like, it's not good if they just randomly appear.
I think it was just all like some spinach company's ploy to get people to eat spinach. Like, get the kids to eat their spinach.
I don't think radioactivity existed in 1929, but it does now, and I would say it's radioactive spinach. Yeah.
And then he would be all...
Yeah.
They would, like, stack up on top of each other like snow cones.
Yeah. It's like ice cream.
Yeah, ice cream, yeah.
He had ice cream muscles.
He did. I remember wanting to eat it because Popeye was on it as a kid. The Popeye, they put him on the spinach cans.
He's actually quite the icon. He still resonates. Like, I mean, we know he is. I don't know if, like, Gen Alpha knows who he is, but I actually think if kids just watch cartoons, even if you, like, I don't know who owns Popeye or who did own Popeye, but you get into cartoons, I think you're going to watch a Popeye. Like, you're going to see some of the classics out there still.
Yeah. Um,
He's obviously not a part of Disney, or else we would have had probably live action Popeye like 20 years ago. So shame on whoever owned him. I think I'm most interested in Superman becoming available in 2034 of upcoming characters, just because the DC universe has struggled so much with their, like, I mean, they had a moment where the Superman movies did great and the Batman movies did great. That first Wonder Woman movie did great. Obviously, the Avengers have just like kicked ass and take names, and like it's all Disney all the time when it comes to the superhero lore. Batman vs Superman was like notoriously awful. So interesting to see what happens there, because I don't think I understand, like, when Superman hits public domain, does Universal or DC Comics, I guess, whoever like has the full ownership of that, what happens? Like, do they lose? Like, then what, could Disney make a Superman movie? Can Superman enter the Marvel universe then? If he's
possibly
free grabs.
I mean, because Mickey is still around and he's, free.
Right. I assume there's different things that Disney can do to block it, as like, we have Mickey, you can't. There's got to be some way they still, like, I mean, luckily they're Disney, so everybody knows Mickey Mouse is Disney. But you'd want to protect it. Like, if there's some weird Mickey Mouse thing out there, I wouldn't want anyone to think that it's from the makers of Disney. From the makers that brought you Cinderella, like, murder Mickey. No, we don't want that.
Murder Mickey? That's not a bad little video game there.
Is it Mickey murdering people, or are you trying to murder Mickey in the Murder Mickey game?
I think Mickey's murdering people.
Agreed. I think that's definitely the way you want to go.
That's
He's still the icon he is.
And he would do his little creepy little laugh after he killed somebody. Yeah,
for sure. I love it. I'm excited to see what happens. And I think maybe we will have to figure out how to get Popeye the Sailor Man on our podcast.
Yeah.
We'll invite him to the next dinner party.
I'll bring the spinach because we got to see it.
Done. Easy.
Whenever you ate spinach as a kid, did you eat it out of a can or like fresh?
I don't think my mother ever served spinach. I make spinach and I buy fresh spinach and then add like garlic, salt, and onion powder probably to like give it some flavor. Okay. But also, if you took enough spinach to fill this room, it only makes like this much spinach.
That's true.
Like, it's the most aggravating vegetable to have, because it takes up, like, you will fill the fridge with it and then you make like 2 plates worth. That's all you get.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how dare it do that? Like, how it's just offensive.
So I was
such a lie. It's like a bait and switch.
I guess my parents were, or my mom was like a canned spinach person.
Lady. Yeah.
Yeah. So she would, it's easy dinner. She was easy dinner lady. So she would, take out the can, warm it up in the microwave.
All right.
Right. Then we put the bowl out there, and then we like pour vinegar on it. Yeah.
I already hate this. Did the vinegar help?
I liked it that way.
What kind of vinegar?
I never had fresh spinach till I was older.
What kind of vinegar?
I don't know. I don't know if it was apple cider or white. I
don't know. That just seems...
I actually don't know.
That seems not good.
It was good. I'm telling you, it was good.
I'm concerned. I have questions. But that is the end of Copyright, Copy Gone. So catch us next time on another episode of our Dinner Party Podcast. See ya.
Now we're gone.
Gone.